answer your question as well, or add to the answers that you've gotten, Marcella. And this might even help you, Barbara, locally, so you don't have to go all the way. I'm going to share as soon as it downloads. So one of the things that I spoke to somebody like Raquel said, you have to seek information, right? So one of the peoples that I know that was having a lot of businesses, they're called tea drops, right? You've heard that. So people that would do tea drops at different businesses. So I called her and I asked her, what is she doing? And she basically told me. So, oh, thank you, Kat, for that. Okay, hold on, here we go. Let me save this because people are always asking. So basically what her name is, Jennifer from Florida. So one of the things that they do is that they schedule, Marcella, they start calling businesses, okay? So they go on their, like, you know, their phone, and then they see all the businesses that are around them, okay? And they just call them. And they say, I mean, they don't have to know that it's from your home. Be like, hi, you know, we're a new business, and everyone will say it however you say it, right? We're a new business. This is what Noreen said. She was like, we're a new business here in town. We have healthy energy and energy drinks and shakes or something like that, we said. And we wanted to drop off some samples for you and your employees. And we were just wondering when would be a good time, and how many employees do you have? And they would be like, oh, you know, you can come between 11 and 12, whatever, and 5 employees, okay? So what we did was that we just went out and went to the places, and we're like, hi, we called, and they're like, who did you talk to? So what we learned, okay, let me first tell you what we did. So we did that, right? And we went out and we just, because I'm like, let's just start. We got the little sippy cups. We made an actual tea bomb, 2 different flavors of shakes. And then we started giving them, some samples when we would go. Then here's what they asked for. Okay, so you might want to write this down because this was a hard lesson. What we should have taken, but this is how you live and learn, is a menu, okay? A menu of the things you have to offer, okay? Label what the samples are, because not everybody will drink them on the spot. They're going to ask you to leave them somewhere. Label the things that you have. And then the other thing that we should have done is taken a notebook with us, like a little tiny, like waitress notebook from the Dollar Tree. So yeah, exactly those. Why? Because when I go to Barbara's Body Shop, as an example, which is one place that we went to, we were like, oh, okay. Then the other thing that we should have done is that when we called, we should have said, I'm sorry, what's your name? Who am I speaking with? Because when we showed up, they'd be like, who did you talk to? Right? So it was really weird, but hey, live and learn, right? So you can call. The other thing that I learned is that it doesn't matter when you go, because Noreen's like, okay, we have to hurry because this place said 11 to 12. We got there after and they were like, yeah, free stuff, come on in. And businesses are very used to that. Businesses are very used to getting free things from businesses to promote their sandwich business, their yogurt shop business, whatever. They're used to it. And you have to think they're not going to be bothered because a business understands a business. Okay. So here's some things that you could do. Let me see. I just telegrammed it to you. It's not going through for some reason. It's okay. I'll tell you when it goes through. It's still loading. Look, it's still loading. But what we did, let me just show you the pictures, okay? So what we did, we made a flyer like this. It's a long door hanger, okay? And this was the back with the flavors, okay? So this was the front, and then this was the back, okay? And it had all the flavors on there, right? Obviously yours would be different because this is like pre-workouts, because we had a
I actually already have one designed. Like I already have menus. I sent them to print. I have the stickers printing. Like I'm using my severance to invest in my business.
Perfect. So then what we did was that we just called and we were like, let's say we call to your Body Shop and be like, hi, we're a new business. We're, Fit Life Nutrition 562, and we're doing this. We wanted to just drop off some samples. We were just wondering, we did not ask for permission. And they're like, how many people do you have? And what's a good time? And they told us. Another thing that we learned is that they would say, we have 20 employees. but not all of them are always there, right? So one of the things that I think with what I learned was this. We had an ice chest, like a big ice chest, you know the ones I'm talking about, the where they make the salsas, where you go to like El Pollo Loco and they give you salsas. Okay, we bought those at Smart and Final. We made T-bombs, cucumber T-bombs, and I forgot the other flavor. We cut little tiny cucumbers on top. What we should have done is labeled them, like write on them, cucumber, mega tea or whatever. I would probably do the Captain America, because that's my favorite, but like whatever flavors you want, right? And then like have them with you, maybe some shakes, I don't know, because if they don't drink them right away, there's not going to taste as good. But then you can just go, and then what happens is when we showed up, we can be like, hi, I talked to Barbara, we're coming to drop off the free samples. And they're like, oh, who, what? And then we would be like, so we went into a body shop and this lady goes, what is this? And then we started telling them, oh, we're a new business and this is like a healthy alternative. You know how sometimes around 2:00, you're like, oh my God, I'm so tired. Or maybe you don't have breakfast. Well, we're such a great place. You can stop by, and we gave the whole spiel, right? In this case, you would say, how maybe you guys sometimes come to work without breakfast or whatever. So and nowadays people don't think it's weird. We're a healthy energy and smoothie, service where we're helping everybody around here stay healthy and active. And we brought you some samples, and I personally would probably just give them the samples of the T-bomb personally, because the shakes kind of don't taste as good. But I would, if I were to do this all over again, I would leave them a menu, and I probably would take something with me, like some delicious shakes, because you cannot put all the shakes on here. And or we opened up a Instagram and we loaded a lot of beautiful pictures of the shakes. And so then you could tell them like, here's this, so here's our social media. You can go on there. And what we should have done is said, let's say Barbara was the person that you can always tell who makes decisions in the workplace. So what we should have done is gotten Barbara's business card, right? And followed up with her and maybe say, hey, Barbara, you know what? Like, so this lady was like, oh my God, this is amazing. Da, 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 da. And then I said, yeah, what a lot of businesses are doing, how sometimes you guys have like, you guys bring in some donuts and coffee and things like that. And well, as we know, it's not the healthiest thing. And then and you have to say the right words, productivity goes down because the sugar levels and things like that. So what a lot of my clients are doing is that they're having me bring in these healthy drinks. And we also have these healthy donuts, or healthy shakes, which are going to help your employees be more productive. You're going to work better. They're going to be happier, and they're going to get things more done. And so, and then you could tell, we can definitely drop off some. So then she's like, come here, let me go. And she introduces to the boss, and then the boss was like, yeah, absolutely. We never followed up. So bad. But that's something that you can do. You call, you kind of get the feel for the company, right? You go and you just tell them, you drop them off, but the dropping off is just an excuse to do the contact, get to know them, get the information from the person that is the most influential in that office, right? And then from there, follow up by maybe even dropping off if you really like them and it's going to be good. Maybe Barbara, you can tell she's like the secretary that makes shit happen. That you can be like, I tell you what, Barbara, tomorrow I'm dropping off some things around here. I'm going to come and bring you one of our healthy smoothies. And then you take Barbara, a really good looking one, put the toppings right outside the car, right? And then walk in with it. And people are going to be like, oh my God, what is that? And be like, and can you believe it's healthy? It's got under 200 calories, 24 grams of protein, fiber, minerals. It's going to keep you full for the next hour or two. And you'll tell me what else you notice, because they're going to go to the bathroom, right? And I'm sure people at that point, they're going to be like, what? And actually, it was really fun. It was so much fun. To be honest, we were scared. Me and Noreen were like, we were like scared. But once we went into the first business, it was like, fuck, this is so much fun. And we didn't want to go back. Like, but we were done, you know? So that's what I would do if I were you.
Yeah, and that lady works with her daughter, like they become part of the family. Eventually it was like a daily thing because people would buy from her every day. And I have 5 dealerships because I live 5 minutes from where I used to work. There's 5 dealerships in that area. And then 10 minutes from here is National City. They call it Mile of Cars. So there's tons of dealerships, just one after another. And these are all guys in the morning that spend, they go to Starbucks, they go to 7-Eleven, they come in with 3 Red Bulls or 3 Monsters, like they're ready for the day with like their 3. So that's where like everything, I was like, why don't I just go drop off the energy drinks, the clean ones?
Yeah, and you can even tell them, you know, you can even be honest about it and be like, yeah, you know what? And be like, oh, you know, as you're having conversations, you can be like, I know what it's like. I used to work at a dealership for the last whatever 5 years. And I saw how this was happening. And after my result, I've lost 100. You don't have to say 14 years, okay? Because then they're thinking it's going to take them 14 years.
Right.
You just be like, you know, after I lost 120 pounds, I became so passionate about health and fitness that I started thinking like, well, I want to help people get the results that I'm having. And now I've turned that into a business. So you see, there's a connection, like
planting seeds.
Yeah. And you're like indirectly telling them that you lost 120 pounds. Be like, what? Be like, yeah. And the other thing I think I would have done differently is I would have had in my phone, I would have had an album ready to go. I would have an album of before and after pictures. And I would have an album. This might be a good idea for you too, ladies that are having nutritional clubs or satellite clubs. I would have an album of donuts, of drinks, of your nutritional club, of your menu. I would have an album of my menu. Because whenever you're with someone, you can quickly just get to it and flip. So that's something you might want to do, Barbara, is have an album, you know? And then this way, whenever you're at the grocery store, you're not searching and you get straight to it. And if you're talking about nutrition and weight loss, you have an album for that as well. That's probably something else I would have done differently, going to businesses and doing that.
Thank you so much, Carla. I've got to plug into a live, but thank you so much. I'll see you guys tomorrow. This was so helpful.
You're welcome. You're welcome. All right. Anybody else have any other questions?